a little variety here. So I'm doing a couple on ball, couple off ball. So talking on ball, this is our mirror drill. Doesn't matter where we are in the field. We've got our guys working one-on-one. This is Bobby Johnson, an FLG product and Bayport's finest right here. What he's doing is he's the defensive guy. The offensive guy matched up with him, they're going to chop their feet. Now, as they open their hips, the O guy, kind of like a follow the leader here concept, Mikey. As the guy opens his hips, we have to open our hips in the same direction so that we could open up and run with that guy. So we're chopping, we're trying to open our hips the same way, and then that O guy has the license to then plant, make a move, and we've got to react and work to get our hands to his hips. We're probably a little bit high here, but you guys can see, here's another one. This is Anthony Contino, Kamsawager, right?
Ooh, wow.
Mirror, and then his hand placement is pretty solid there, right? He's getting it down to his hips. I like to do it with no stick, really focus on our hand placement, really not rely on our stick on a drill like this. Then we'll take this drill and we'll move it all over the field. So now we're pretending that the goal is here where my cursor is. We do a little individual segment called Tour de Bronx, where I'll do 5 spots, 5 different techniques or concepts. This one on this day, the goal is here. So I set up with a bunch of cones. We're working on defending this wing. If the guy goes over the top, we're going to work on closing the gate. That's Bobby Johnson again. Good gate close there. I love it. We don't like to V-hold on the high wing. There's too much ground to cover below. Then there's a Canadian standoff right here. We've got Kelson Borisenko from Manitoba, Blake Lothian from the Hill Academy in Ontario. We'll see which province wins the drill here. And now this time, Kelson's going to go under, and my guy Blake, he's going to execute our trail to X technique, right? We don't want to over-pursue a guy who's going towards X to then get beaten over the top. So we'll have our guy challenge on a roll, pretty decent. Now we're working on the high corner, a little bit of the alley. All right, so same drill. They're trying to sweep over the top. We got to open up and run. This is a Long Island battle here. We've got CJ Mazzacci, also an FLGer from Plainview. CJ Sharp from West Islip. Again, working now going under, and now we got to prevent on a rollback here. You guys see that?
After that dodge, was CJ like, hey, coach, can I play offense now?
Yeah. We recruited him to Ithaca to play offense and face off, but he said no to us. So
yeah, Mazzacci actually settled very finely into his defensive role. Sharp, we switched from offense to defense this year, and he considers himself a transition guru. He actually was awesome for us this year. He locked it down. Now, moving into the next phase here, this is kind of a 3-man progression. I know a lot of defensive coaches, myself included, have struggled to come up with, how do I work on off-ball defense? What are creative ways to come up with new drills, new concepts? So this is a drill we'll do a lot in free practice. I call it a 3-man progression, and we're going to work on slide technique and reading slides. Then we're going to work on our push technique, so as the 2 slide, and then we're going to wrap up with just trying to knock down passes. So I'm going to show you 3 clips of 3 drills that you can do in a 3-man group. So first, working on our slide technique. So we've got our dodger here, our crease offensive player here, and then our go, our guy that's responsible for sliding. Our go, his job is to read the posture and the body language of the dodger, right? So we're reading his shoulders. You see how his shoulders are not square to come downfield? They're still out. So we're going to read him. And as he takes steps towards me, I've got to take steps towards him, but once he fades, I've got to look back and find my guy. You guys see that? That's actually a pretty perfect technique there. Again, hesitating. All right, I got to go back and find my guy. My crease guy, he's got to move a little bit to keep us honest. And then when he squares his shoulders to go, that means we're going to execute a slide here. You guys see that?
I love that. That's great.
Cool drill. Yeah.
Let's see if we can do this with some volume. I'm going to shut up here. Hughes here, he's a New Jersey guy. He's the man. Let's hear his volume.
There we go. Hey, so. Yeah, I'm back. Hey, so. Yeah, I'm back. Fire.
Good talk.
Now, 3-man progression, where this is a different clip, but again, a 3-man drill. So now our offensive guy is dodging, kind of working between these cones. We call this cone Steve. He's our slide guy. So we talk to Steve. He's the slide. Then we've got our backside offensive guy, and our 2 slide we call our push because he's pushing the go. What we're working on here is communicating with Steve while still having an idea of where our man is on the field, right? You can't just push and stare at the ball and stare at our slide guy. You've got to see your man on the backside. We call it the happy feet drill. You got to have happy feet, have a little bounce in your step so that you can get out on an approach if your guy gets it, or fill inside on a slide recover situation. So here, again, you see our head turning, And then on the pass, we got to get out, approach, break down, and be ready to play some defense.
That was a good rep. His body positioning kind of like moves with his head too, which I really like. Because like when you talk to Steve, right, you're not gonna like talk to him without kind of peeking your head in there. And then if you have to see your man, like you're gonna have to turn your body in order to see your man too. So I think I like how they work together, like his head and his body.
And a big part of it is our off-ball guy. He's got to keep us honest, right? So he'll work down to work out of his sight line. So we've got to open our hips up to see more, and then get out on an approach and play some defense. This is Kelson. I know you guys asked me about stick in, body out. He's experimenting here a little bit with crosshand, which I don't love, but we'll let him do it. Same drill. And then the last part of the progression of the 3-man is we're just working on knocking down passes. This is our guy on the backside, just knocking down some passes. Again, having our hips open so we can see both and getting our stick in a lane and trying to knock down passes here. But that's kind of our off-ball progression there. I like kind of being able to say, hey, you three, you're going to hit slide technique and slide recognition. You're going to hit push technique and moving your feet and your hips and your eyes. And then lastly, just working on getting your stick, knocking down some passes while you're in the middle there.
Yeah, I love the progression too. It's a lot like, you know, just the offensive side of things. Let's dodge the score and then let's dodge the feed. And there's, you know, the counterpart to it, the pen, like we've always talked about, last guy with the pen, you know, and working on that progression of sliding, seeing both nuggets. Awesome, John. Creative. Well done.
I like how you need 3 dudes and you can do it anywhere. You can do it in a grass field. You can do it, you know, obviously you guys are doing it all over Gaelic Park. You know, you can probably do that in the bleachers. Your boys are so good at it. So I think that's really applicable to really anyone who wants to get better defensively in Wisconsin.
And honestly, you could do all of those drills with the exception of the knockdown without a stick if you really didn't want to do it with a stick, right? You could still communicate slides and turn your head and have bouncy feet. You could do it on a basketball court. You know, you can do it anywhere with no stick. So I do think those are really, really important skills that guys are working on at the next level.